Hi, it's Amit Ghosh here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. A lot of you have been asking me on TikTok, Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, what's the story? What's happened to me? Why was I born like this? So this is a video about who I am and what's wrong with me. I was born with a rare genetic condition called neurofibromatosis type 1. It's a condition that many people cannot even pronounce, let alone understand. It's more commonly known as NF1. About 3,001 people are diagnosed with neurofibromatosis type 1. It causes tumours to grow on nerves. It can grow anywhere in the body. For me, it grew on my face, predominantly the left side of my face, leaving one side of my face looking significantly different to the other side. I was born in India in the year 1989, and when I was about 6 months old, my family started to notice that half of my face was slightly swollen. They thought it was a bump or a trip. Maybe I'd fallen or, tripped over or something, and which caused this fall. So they took me to the local doctors where I was seen. They said, no, this is not a trip or a fall. And I was from a small town in India called Silchar, just northeast of India, in a state called Assam. So they said you should go to New Delhi and get this checked out. So my father was living in England at the time. So my mum decided to take me to Delhi with the help of some of my cousins. And once she got there, they diagnosed me with neurofibromatosis type 1. No one in my family had heard of that condition at that time. No one knew what neurofibromatosis was. And it was a complete shock to everybody. They very quickly said that there's no cure for this illness. They can only operate and take some of the tumours out, but the tumours will always grow back. My father was living in England at that time, like I said, so he decided to uproot my entire family from India and move us to England. I had 3 siblings, so my 2 sisters and an older brother, all older than me. I was the youngest of 3 brothers and sisters. Once we moved to England, I was only 2 years old at that time, 2 years old. So I started college, I started nursery, I started school here. School life was very difficult, very lonely to start with. Nobody wanted to come and sit next to me. Nobody wanted to come and talk to me. Some because they were curious, others because they didn't quite know what this condition was. The only friend I had in school was the support teacher who would sit next to me during class and spend time with me. At that age, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you don't know what depression and anxiety is. But looking back now, I know I was going through those emotions. I didn't want to be with people. I didn't want to hang around people. I didn't want to talk to people. I just wanted to hide in my room and I wanted to cry. And especially when there were other children around, because those children would either hide behind their parents, point at me, or cry or scream because they got scared of seeing me. And it wasn't easy. It never was. I mean, one of the things that gave me strength, I think, during that time was my family, because they didn't treat this condition as if it was a condition. My father didn't treat me as if I had a medical condition or I was disabled. He scolded me and told me off just like he told off his other children. My older brother, I was petrified of him. He used to give me beatings. He used to bully me just as if I was just his younger brother. And that normalized things for me a lot. And in doing so, I picked up habits, I picked up likes, I picked up hobbies. And one of my biggest hobbies and one of my biggest likes was cricket. I was crazy about cricket and I used to love playing cricket. And I never had the courage to go to school and play with other children. And as I was in year 5 and year 6, I remember the school had a cricket club, but I never had the courage to join it. And I'd play at home all by myself. And I remember my dad bought me a cricket bat and a cricket ball, and I would play in the garden and I'd play with my brother. And my other cousins and uncles and aunties would say to my dad, "Oh my God, why are you letting him play cricket? You know, he's already got this space. What if he hurts himself even more? What if he gets injured?" And my dad, being the dad he was, used to say, "You know what? If my son wants to play cricket, my son wants to play cricket." And that's kind of what made me who I was, because he encouraged me to go out there and embrace my personality, which is one of the first steps, in my opinion, of being confident and being successful in life. You need to embrace your personality. And one day, I mustered up the challenge to ask some of the boys in the class if I can play cricket with them when they were playing in the playground. They bullied me, they laughed, they said, "No, what's this guy going to do? No, you can't play." But eventually, reluctantly, they handed me the ball. And when they handed me the ball, I used to be a fast bowler, I remember, and I held the ball and I came running in. And I remember the batsman, the person who was batting, was still holding the bat with one hand. He was holding the bat with one hand, swinging it around, saying, "What's this guy going to do? What's this guy going to do? He won't be able to do anything." And I came in running and I bowled and he swung and he missed. And suddenly the whole playground just went quiet. Suddenly the whole playground just went quiet and everyone just looked at me. And then they said, "Bowl again." So they threw me the ball back and they said, "Bowl again." And this time I said, "I'm going to hit those stumps," in my mind. And I'm focusing and I'm running and he's holding the bat properly now. And I run and I bowl and I get him out. I get him out and suddenly everyone's cheering. Everyone's clapping. The batsman, I remember, comes up to me and says, "Good ball." And the PE teacher was watching whilst all this was happening. And he comes up to me and goes, "Why don't you join the school cricket club?" And I said, "I'd love to." And we went and played some matches with other schools. And I became the highest wicket taker for that school up until that point. And that was the turning point for me, because suddenly I went from Amit, the guy with the funny face, to Amit, the guy who plays cricket, because I'd embraced my personality, because I had taken something that I enjoy, taken a hobby of mine and brought it out into the universe. And people started recognizing me for that. So any of you watching right now who want a tip or want some help about how you can become more confident in a group of friends or in a community, embrace your personality, express your personality. Because the more you do that, the people will start recognizing you because of that personality trait. As I grew up, I used that technique in secondary school, in college, in university, in getting a job. And, you know, I went out to university, I got a job, I got my degree, I got a job. And what happens when you get a job, you get a degree in an Asian community? Everyone starts talking about, "Oh, when are you going to get married?" And I remember very vividly people coming up to me saying, "Oh, so I know it's going to be hard to find you a wife. Don't worry, you know, you're a really good guy, but it's okay." And they would say these things to me. And one day, one auntie said to me, "Don't worry, would you want your daughter to marry someone that looks like you?" And this was her trying to comfort me. And I was like, thank you for that comment. But yeah, so that was really hurtful. And that comment still stays with me. But thankfully, fast forward a few years from that incident, I found a beautiful, beautiful wife who loves me for who I am and treats me like I'm the only person alive. Which brings me on to one of the second things that are really important for success and confidence, and that is acceptance. You have to accept who you are before others can accept you. I had embraced my personality. I had embraced who I was. I had started expressing my personality, but I hadn't accepted myself. If you look at all my Instagram photographs before I'd started advocating and creating content, and before I'd accepted myself, all my photographs are from the left-hand side of my face. And I used to video call my wife when we were getting to know each other. And she, even though she knew about my condition, I still would only show her half of my face. And one day she said to me, well, I mean, if I'm going to marry you, I'm not going to marry half of your face, am I? I'm going to marry all of you. So stop showing me half of your face and show me all of your face. And that's the day I knew that, one, she's the right person for me, and two, that, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And that's the journey, really. And, we got married. She moved to England. We live in a beautiful house now. And I want to create content to help support and inspire you all. I want to create content to share my real life lived experiences with you. I want to create content to support people. There's so many stories, and I'm going to tell you these stories over the next few weeks, months on my YouTube videos. So do follow me about the differences I've already made to people's lives by posting on social media. Please leave a comment below about what you thought of this video. If you're still watching, please subscribe, please like, because it will mean the world to me. I am starting this YouTube community now to help and support all of you, and to grow together, because I've got so much more learning to do. I'm on this journey now with all of you. So thank you so much if you've been watching so far. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and please do subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.